The 12 Tambo Memorial Hospital nurses who died in the Boksburg gas explosion in December 2022 will be honoured today. Nursing union DENOSA will lead the day of remembrance at the hospital. The healthcare workers were among the 41 people killed when a liquid petroleum tanker exploded after getting stuck under a bridge. The explosion also caused huge structural damage to the hospital's infrastructure, accident, emergency and X-ray departments. Well, Newzroom Afrika's Nqobile Madlala is there and she joins us now. Nqobile, good morning to you. It's interesting because I think back to this explosion and how it was Christmas Eve when it really just shook the nation, the news of it. Perhaps take us back there and what we're expecting to see unfolding today.
Well, Naledi, a devastating day indeed when that explosion happened. I mean, people who spoke about how they heard that hissing sound when the when the truck hit the bridge, and of course making people come closer to sort of understand what was happening. And this was a major issue which by the time the truck then exploded, it caused so many people to lose their lives, to be over 40 to be exact. And of course in those people that lost their lives, about 11 of those were nurses and a driver at a healthcare hospital, which is exactly where we are. And today they are going to be remembered, and this becomes very important, especially for the families. If you remember back, some of the family members talking about how they received a call from nurses that were in this hospital talking about the fact that one of them was burning, and it was a devastating time indeed for families. And a lot of families also explaining how Christmas will never be the same again, mainly because it was a time to be jolly and to celebrate with the family, and instead they lost their loved ones. So now I want to bring into our conversation DENOSA, who's going to be remembering those healthcare officials. A very sad story, I'm not going to lie. A lot of families still devastated till today. What are you going to be doing today?
Good morning and thanks for the opportunity. As DENOSA, we thought that it's important that as we celebrate International Nurses Day as a province, we should commemorate those nurses as we remember them and the driver that passed on that day. So what we'll be doing is that there's a wall of remembrance that has been erected by the department within the hospital facility. We'll be going there, laying a wreath and then just a short prayer. And then from there we'll then have a procession to come here at the hall, where we'll then be having a celebration and also focusing on the challenges that nurses and the healthcare sector are facing. But more than anything, I think most of the time we tend to use this space to highlight challenges, but we want to celebrate more than anything and just bring focus on what nurses do, the positive things that we do as nurses on a day-to-day basis.
And let's talk about that, because obviously this is the month where nurses are celebrated and commemorated, and bearing in mind that they were at work when they lost their lives. What is it that you feel as DENOSA needs to be done right for nurses in general?
I think we cannot highlight or emphasize enough the issue of safety in the workplace. You know, we've had a lot of incidents where healthcare workers, in particular nurses, have been attacked in the workplace. So we want to emphasize that it's important that nurses feel safe in their place of work. And we know that people get frustrated and tensions rise, but it does not give you the right to attack someone in their workplace. You know, what I always ask is, I think, is that how would you feel if you were attacked in your workplace? And more than anything, I think communities need to start taking responsibility and accepting that it is their responsibility to make sure that those people are there to give a service, and they should be protected by the same communities as well. We cannot just leave it to law enforcement officers and the employers, but we need to get the communities to take part in this.
All right, thank you very much. That is just DENOSA speaking to us, of course, about the day that's going to be celebrating those nurses, but also at the same time remembering those that lost their lives at work in December 2022.
Nqobile Madlala on that one for us. Thank you so much. And of course, you'll be keeping us updated on that day of remembrance as it's being observed today.